I was discussing to measure potential difference with the help of potentiometer and with the help of voltmeter. Potentiometer is a device which can measure exact and more reliable potential difference or EMF than voltmeter. I can explain it. If we want to measure the potential difference on the resistance R, if I current is passing through this resistance, then actually potential difference will be equal to I multiplied by R. I is the current passing through the resistance when voltmeter is not applied, and R is the resistance. So actual potential difference on the resistance is I into R. When I connect a voltmeter, then a small amount of current I dash pass through the voltmeter. So the current in the resistance will be equal to I minus I dash according to the Kirchhoff's current rule. So the measurement of potential difference by voltmeter will be equal to I minus I dash multiplied by R. So I minus I dash multiplied by R, this quantity is less than IR, means the potential difference which we have measured by the voltmeter is less than the actual potential difference on the resistance. Now, if we make the same thing with the help of the potentiometer, then suppose this is the potentiometer wire. We take here battery, key, rheostat, and in this is our upper is the primary circuit and lower is known as the secondary circuit. In the secondary circuit, we have a Daniell cell whose EMF is ED. Connected, positive of Daniell cell is connected to the A point, which is the positive of this battery, and we have a galvanometer and applied to the jockey. Now, we know that the potentiometer is nothing but it is a variable potential divider. The potential will depend upon the length on the wire. So, if we we apply this galvanometer and connect it to suppose at the point I1, then the potential difference between A and J1 will be less than ED. So current will flow from cell to this, so deflection will be in the left side. Now if we move this jockey to point J2, then the potential difference between A and J2 is more than ED, so deflection will be in the right hand side. And if we have at J, then there is no deflection, means the current in galvanometer is 0, means the potential difference between A and J is equal to ED. So when the current in the galvanometer is 0 and that point is known as the balance point and AG is the balance point. If L, small l is the distance between A and J, then the potential difference between A and J will be equal to X multiplied by L, where X is the potential gradient. So at this point ED will be equal to X into AJ. AJ length is small l. At this point the current in galvanometer is 0, means no current is taken by the potentiometer of the cell. So here the potentiometer will behave as a voltmeter whose resistance is infinite. If we take here the resistance is infinite, then no current will flow. We cannot measure. So voltmeter gives some but less potential difference than the actual potential, where potentiometer gives the exact value of EMF or potential difference measured by potentiometer, because it is based on the null deflection, means there is no current flowing from cell or the circuit. So it gives the actual value of potential difference or actual value of EMF. Now what is the principle of potentiometer? As I told you that potentiometer is an ideal instrument or ideal voltmeter. It is a device which can measure exact and accurate value of potential difference and EMF. Now we have a potentiometer wire. If a constant current flows through the potentiometer wire of uniform area of cross section, then the drop in potential on any portion of the potentiometer wire is proportional to the length of the wire. If it is the potential difference between A and B, what will be the potential between A and B? Will be equal to X multiplied by this total length AB. So if we plot a graph between the potential difference in length means length measured is from point A, then as L is increasing, V is increasing. So here the potential difference measured will be equal to X multiplied by L. So now we have to find, suppose the unknown potential difference or unknown EMF. Then suppose this EMF is unknown EMF, or if we have here the resistance, then the potential difference is unknown. Then we will find by the balancing it. So this ED will be unknown potential difference, and AJ, which is the balance point, is known potential difference. The known potential difference will be equal to X into AJ. So ED will be equal to X into AJ, and we take AJ is equal to small l. Then EMF will be equal to ED will be equal to X into this distance L1. So this ED is unknown EMF. Then unknown EMF will be equal to the X, which is potential gradient, multiplied by the length, which is the balancing length, where current is equal to 0. If it is instead of EMF, we have a potential difference here, then the potential difference on this distance will be equal to X multiplied by the distance where we get the balancing length. So we find the unknown potential difference or unknown EMF by knowing the value of potential difference on the potentiometer wire. So V or EMF is equal to X, which is the potential gradient, multiplied by the balancing length. So what will be the X? X will be equal to ED divided by L. ED is the, suppose here we take the Daniell cell. We take the Daniell cell. Then for Daniell cell EMF is fixed. So we can standardization of the potentiometer. Standardized potentiometer means we know the exact value of potential gradient. Now exact potential gradient can be found if we here use either Western cadmium cell, which is also a standard cell, but that is a very costly and rare, or we can say Daniell cell, which is also a standard cell and whose EMF is 1.08, and for the Western cadmium cell is equal to 0.18. So this is rare, but we generally use the Daniell cell. So if we take here Daniell cell, its EMF is known 1.08. We find the balancing length, then X can be found. X is equal to the EMF that is of the radial cell, which is equal to 1.08 divided by the balancing length, and that's it. So, at the potential gradient can easily be found with the help of standardization. Here we use the standard cell, and generally we use the radial cell, and we find the balancing length. Then the ED will be equal to x into balancing length. So x will be ED by L. So we know the ED, so we can find the value of x. Earlier I have found the potential gradient with the help of EMF of the battery, resistance, internal resistance, RH, resistance of the rheostat, and resistance of. So there are many factors, and we have to find all the factors, and that is very difficult, and the value of x cannot be found exactly, but using the Daniell cell we can find the value of x exactly by simply finding the only balancing length here. Now what are the conditions for the potentiometer? Now we will discuss some important points regarding the potentiometer. Number one, the EMF of primary battery should be greater than ED, or the potential difference or EMF which we want to measure in the secondary circuit. Similarly, the potential difference between A and B point, that is VAB, it should be also greater than the potential difference or EMF in the secondary circuit. Second point, the positive of this battery, which is the primary circuit, should be connected to A point, and the positive of this battery, which is in the secondary cell, this is the primary cell, this is secondary cell, it should be connected to A. Means A point should be of higher potential than B point. Positive of this and positive, both should be at this point. If it is not there, then we will not get balance point. The second point, in the primary circuit, we should use battery. We should not use primary cell. We should not use any eliminator, because the initial condition for the potentiometer is the current in the primary circuit should be remain constant. The potential gradient will only depend on the primary circuit. It is not depend on the secondary circuit. So the source of energy is battery. The EMF of battery should be EMF of the battery is constant, whereas the EMF of cell, dry cell or eliminators, they are not constant, and we cannot get the constant current. So here we should use always a battery. Then the balance point should be on the last wire. The balance point on the last wire means the balance point is on the last wire. It means that x is small, because x depends upon EMF divided by the balancing length. If the balancing is the maximum, then x will be smaller. X is smaller, then its potential gradient is smaller, then it can measure minimum potential. We can measure with the help of potentiometer the potential difference between our nerves, which is in the millivolt. So it can also be measured with the help of. So these are the important points regarding the experiment of potentiometer. Now we will use the application of potentiometer. First we find the internal resistance of a primary cell. Primary cell, we here take the Lagrange cell. Now in the primary circuit, this is the potentiometer wire. It is connected to battery whose EMF is E and key and rheostat. So this is your primary circuit, and in secondary circuit we will use the Lagrange cell whose internal resistance is to be measured, connected to galvanometer and connected to jockey. Here a resistance box is connected parallel to the cell with the key. So when key is open, then EMF of the cell will be balanced by the balancing lamp. When it is closed, then current will flow here. Then the potential difference here, which was earlier E, it will be not E, but it will be terminal voltage. The terminal voltage will be equal to V. So V will be equal to E minus IR. The terminal voltage will be equal to E minus I into R. So V will be equal to I into R, because the current passing through is also here I. So here potential difference is equal to V. Here potential difference is equal to V. So V is equal to IR. So we put it here. I into small r, इसको तो ले I into small r is equal to E minus V. We put the value of I here. Then V bata capital R into small r will be equal to E minus V. We cross multiply it. So it will be equal to E minus V divided by V, and R will go in the numerator. So internal resistance R will be equal to E minus V divided by V multiplied by capital L. Now how to find the value of E and find the value of V? So first what we'll do, that we will put this key is open. When key is open, we find the balancing length, and suppose the balancing length is L1. Then EMF of this cell E will be equal to L1 into X, where X is the potential gradient. Now we close this key. So circuit is closed. Now current will also pass through the, and the resistance in the resistance box is capital R. Then there will be a terminal voltage V on the cell. So terminal voltage, now it is balanced, and it will be equal to L2 into X. With the balancing letter now is L2. Now L2 is always less than L1 because E is always greater than V. So V is always less than E. V is equal to E minus IR. So L2 is always less than L1. Now we substitute the value of E and V here. Then it will be equal to L1 into X minus L2 into X divided by L2 into X multiplied by X will cancel. So internal resistance will be equal to L1 minus L2 bata L2 multiplied by bar, capital R. So what we will do? First we will suppose we take here 1 ohm resistance in the resistance box. We find the L2 value. L1 is fixed. First we find the L1, means by the, when the key is open, we will get the E and is equal to L1. L1 is fixed. Now we have a resistance R1 is equal to 1 ohm, and we find the balancing leg L2, and we will calculate the value of. Then we change the value of R here 2 ohm. Again we find the balancing length L2, that will be different, and again we find them. So we will take 6 reading by changing R from 1 to 6 ohm, and we find the value of R. So the internal resistance will go. Now it is important to note that the internal resistance of cell is not constant. It varies from minimum to maximum value. So you should not take the mean value of the internal resistance. You should always take the answer will be the internal resistance varies from minimum resistance which you have found from the 6 observation to maximum. So in this way we can find the internal resistance of Lagrange cell using the potentiometer. The second application is to find the ratio of EMF of two primary cells. we have a primary cell, one is the Daniell cell and another is the Lactancy. Both are the primary cell. The positive of Daniell cell and positive of Lactancy cell, whose EMF is E1 and E2, they are connected positive and A. The primary circuit battery, the positive battery is connected to here, positive Lactancy cell, positive Daniell cell connected to here, and jockey. Here we have a two-way key. Two-way key, it is the X end connected to negative of the first cell and Z to second cell, and center is Y. When we connect X and Y, then this cell whose EMF is even will be in the circuit, and we find the balancing length. And suppose the balancing length is L1, then EMF of this cell E1 will be equal to L1 into X, where X is the potential gradient. Now I disconnect X and Y and put the key between Y and Z. Now E1 cell is out of the circuit and E2 circuit it is there, and we again find the balancing length, and let the balancing length for this cell whose EMF is E2 is L2, then E2 will be equal to L2 into X. We divide it, E1 by E2 is equal to L1 by X. X will cancel. So the ratio of E1 by E2 will be equal to L1 by E2. If E1 is more than E2, then L1 will be more than L2. And if E2 is greater than E1, then L2 will be greater than. So ratio of the EMF will be always equal to ratio of their balancing lengths. In this way, we can find the ratio of EMF of two primary cells using potentiometer exactly.